Welcome everyone to the Respect Your Elders podcast, episode number 3. We have some new faces that have not been on here yet. We have Miss. Oh wait, no, Shaggy, you've done the first one, right, or the second one?
I've done one or two of them with you already.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all know Shaggy. He's the fucking craft king.
No,
Yes.
don't. Do not bring this into the fucking podcast, okay? I am Young Shaggy.
Damn, it's so early.
You can find me on TikTok. I am a Dougie specialist and also an idiot.
Loves craft cheese. Becca, go ahead and explain yourself. Introduce yourself.
I'm B. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch, and I have a lot of stuff to say.
Hell yeah. Also,
Hell yeah.
big part of the behind the scenes and keys. So big
That's me.
claps in chat or the comments. Used to doing live things. So up next, Billy,
Hi.
explain yourself.
I am a streamer on Twitch. I'm new to Key 7. I do dumb stuff, and people watch it.
You can curse.
I do dumb shit. People like to see it. Yep.
Vouch.
Yeah. There's a lot of blurbs, so if you ever hear someone scream like or it's probably my voice.
Probably bleep that one out because in the first 10 minutes you gotta be careful on YouTube or it gets
True.
demonetized.
You can bleep
But
it,
that's
it's
fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
For the we'll start a Patreon to get
wait.
the uncensored
There you go.
uncensored version.
Who's Anel?
Hell yeah.
Who?
My
Who's
mom.
Anel?
Mm,
Oh,
that's a
You
said-
yeah. Yeah.
Fisher. Yeah, Anelli fished you.
Yeah.
What? Anel.
That's a good.
No one gets it. Never mind. Y'all gotta
Shaggy.
see.
Go ahead.
Y'all gotta watch Employee of the Month, and you'll understand.
Everybody knows Shaggy. Plays a lot of Diablo lately on his League arc.
I'm trying to
eating
be
some
good.
Chinese food.
Facts.
How is League going for you? Fair enough.
It's because I'm in the lobbies. No big deal.
It's like a road, right? I'm gonna try and hit y'all with like a Dante hypothetical fucking analogy. So it's like a road, right? And normally you would just drive down the road, but instead your car has square wheels, and it's a rocky road going uphill, and you don't get traction. That's how League's going.
So pretty good.
So it's going
Yeah,
well.
it sounds pretty
Yeah.
nice, to be honest. Kind of cozy.
Sounds
I
lit.
love
Can't wait.
squares.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we start the
That's-
League team, you'll be team captain.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Iron champions, baby.
All right, let's get into these topics. First off, the elephant in the room, X or Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, X. How do you feel about it? Let's talk about it.
I don't give a shit about the name change, to be honest.
I
don't
don't
either.
either. I
Look,
can't
I've seen a lot
lie.
of
I
people
don't
tweet
care.
like, "Oh, it's different. It doesn't feel this." Bro, it's the same
It's
fucking
the same
app.
thing.
It is
Thank
the
you.
same
I
app
actually-
with a new name and a new
Are
logo.
we all on the same page? We all agree?
I'm a little sad that we're all on the same page,
I do
but
have
yes,
a question,
I'm a
though,
little
'cause there were
upset.
some
I don't
people
care.
being like, there's a paywall now, though.
there is.
That I haven't looked
But that-
into. I don't give a shit about the name
yeah,
change,
you actually,
but-
if you don't know somebody and you want to DM them, you have to pay or some shit like that.
You have to have like Twitter Blue. I
yeah,
think.
it's weird.
Wait, so they can
It's-
DM us
yeah.
now if you have Twitter Blue?
I have
So
Twitter Blue.
Before, if you weren't like, you could set it to where if you weren't following each other, you couldn't DM the person. Like if you followed them, they
Yeah, I
didn't follow
like
you
that.
back. But now, in order for that to happen, they have to either have Twitter Blue or you have to like follow each other. I believe.
But so if
is
they
how
have
it's
Twitter Blue, but they're not, or like you're not following them, they can DM you now. I hate
correct. From what I
That I
understand.
don't
I think they have
I mean,
to
correct
pay.
me if I'm wrong.
I think they have to pay to
Like
do
a
that if they have Twitter
subscription?
Blue. No, I think they have to
Oh.
like give you money or
Oh, I
something.
mean,
I
I'll
don't
take
exactly
money.
know how it works.
Shit,
Oh.
DM me. Don't follow me, but
Yeah.
DM me.
Please.
Yeah.
If you want to send an
All these
unsolicited,
artist
pay me
bots.
first.
Please.
I mean,
I'll take
No,
it.
I read something about the Twitter Blue thing though, so I think it has something to do with Twitter Blue.
Yeah.
It
but
probably is
I'm
a
not
Twitter
100%
Blue thing.
sure.
but
Um,
there's some cool benefits. Well, I guess on the subject of the name change,
Mhm.
I don't care.
I don't give a shit.
I
dude.
don't
Yeah.
understand why people are like, I want my bird back.
People hate change.
Why?
I think people just really
Why?
are really
Mhm.
uncomfortable with change. And
I will say
It's just
that the
annoying.
switch was pretty like sudden. You know what I mean? It's not like
No,
there was a year of build up to it. Like it
that's
was
what
like
I like about
last
it, to
month
be honest.
there was like one thing said about it, and then this month it switched. Like
That's
I
not
will
true.
say, oh, has he been saying?
Elon has been talking about X for a very long time.
Well, I was also going to say too, I feel like because it's a lot of people love to hate Elon Musk.
Absolutely.
And I understand. I get it. I don't know enough about him to like hate on him or have an opinion about him. But I do see on Twitter, everybody loves to hate on him. So I just think no matter what he does to
Yeah.
Twitter, people are going to fucking hate it no matter what. Like they hate Twitter Blue, but people still paid for it. People hate X, but you're
Yeah.
still going to use the website.
Exactly.
So it's
Like
just
as a
like,
Nobody's
creator,
on
I think
Threads.
It's
if you
cool.
don't have Twitter Blue,
Right.
like you're really missing out on a lot of exposure. Like yes, it's like whatever dollar amount a month, but people are paying for freaking like Twitch like Turbo. Like to me, like
Mhm.
it's the same
yeah, it's like
thing.
$10.99.
Like you're getting
Mhm.
more exposure, you're able to enjoy things more freely, less ads, which also means you can see more of your creators' content if you pay for it. Like that's how I look at it. Like I
Yeah.
have Blue, and as soon as I got Blue, like I'm not gonna like my tweets started going way further than before, and my exposure went way further than before.
Yeah. The like impressions thing like really has a difference in
Mhm.
my opinion too with like
Oh, yeah.
Blue versus not having
100%.
it. But another part of it too is like this is about the name change. I'm not trying to like switch the
No.
subject, but I really like the For You section of Twitter. I'm on the For You section more than I'm on the
Yeah,
following
same.
section of Twitter.
Same.
I see so many other or like mutuals that like
I see.
are now my mutuals because I found them on the For You. And I feel like I don't even have to necessarily like I forget don't follow these people and I'm like liking all their tweets, so I have to go and follow. But I like it. Like I kind of like the direction Twitter is going in general. X, I like where X is going in general.
Yeah, I've always like with the subject of like hating on Elon or even with the name switch, man. None of this stuff like directly affects my life in a negative way, so I could care less. You know what I mean? Like if Elon wants to do whatever he wants to do, I don't care as long as it doesn't affect my wallet, my lifestyle, or like me personally in any kind of negative way. I could give two shits.
Well, and you have other social media options to go to. Like you could
You
go
can
to
go to
Threads, you
Threads.
could go to Hive. It's the
Threads.
same
hate it.
thing. I
don't
like
it.
Threads, but I still prefer Twitter over
Also,
here.
I
Yeah,
don't have an
I think
Instagram
Threads is-
though, and I don't want all my stuff. Like for me personally, like with Thread, like for example, all the people that I work with,
It's linked
they
directly to
want
Instagram, so that
to
makes
find
sense.
my Twitch so bad. Like it's like a running joke.
Mhm.
Like they're gonna find my Twitch. I've shown them like clips and stuff that are like funny. So like show me something because they're all in like the video game space. Like they follow people that I follow. They watch people that I watch, but they have no idea who I am in like the space. And for me, like I love that. But the second that if I start linking like my Instagram, it's gonna be connected to my Facebook, and then they'll be able to find like so many more things. Like someone found my address. Someone found like literally where I live from work just by like Googling my legal name.
Yeah.
Like my full legal name, knew everything about me, but couldn't find my Twitch still, and I love that. Because it like really creates
Yeah.
this little bubble for me where I can just like be myself, not give two fucks about who sees what I do. I mean, obviously I'm not going TOS, but like I say dumb shit on the internet, and I do things that maybe I wouldn't want my boss to see. And that's okay, and I like it that way. But if second
Fair
I
enough.
like connected my Instagram to stuff, next thing on my Facebook's connected, and I don't want that personally. Yeah.
So I am with my
Points.
TikTok. My boss found my TikTok and saw my dance videos, and he has been on me all the time about it. And he's like, "Man, you got to show these guys." I'm like, "No." I
No.
said, "You better not show them either." I said, "If they find it, they find it,
Yeah.
but don't."
Yeah.
I don't. I'm
Don't sit
a
on a
completely
company
different
DM.
man at work. I'm like, I'm not goofy.
that's
I don't
blue collar.
I don't
That's blue
fuck
collar
off,
shag.
dude. I'm straight up. Like I'm about getting
Right.
shit done. I'm serious, and I get pissed
Mhm.
off a lot. I don't
Mhm.
care to be.
That's the same
anything
thing
different.
for me. Because like if I want
he's
to
not
go back to
shaggy
my
at work, he's
old
shag.
industry, I couldn't have what I do now. Like if I went back to
Yeah.
my old stuff, I literally would have to wipe the whole internet of everything that I do.
That shit's weird, man.
Mhm.
Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's interesting for sure.
yeah. Do you guys know
Crazy.
about what X like is? Do you know what the plan for it is?
No.
No.
I know that they're implementing other things to the website, but I'm not like 100% sure like what's true and what's not.
So
Like I know that they were going to use it for a bunch of different outlets and
Yeah.
shit like that.
So essentially, the whole reason it was called X, or I guess not the whole reason, but like he wanted it to be the thing. Like X is the app. You send money, you book your appointments, you have job interviews. Like
Like the universal
wants-
app.
yes, that's what
Okay.
X is he wants it to be the everything app. Which, oh my God, hold on, let me find the tagline for. Oh my God, it is. I'm okay with the name change. I had, don't care. We've all discussed that. But this tagline is garbage. It is blaze your glory.
Great
It sounds
start.
like a Raid
Is that
Shadow
it?
Legends thing.
Absolutely.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Blaze
tweet-
your
No, it literally
glory.
sounds so sus. I don't
hate
like
that.
I hate it.
It's
I
pretty
hate it.
cringe.
I hate
It
it.
sounds
Yeah.
like I think he
I
came up with
expected
that when
better
he was
from
like 12 years
Elon.
old and just kind of stuck with it.
stuck with it. He was like, I'm gonna use this
They
one
let
day.
the
This is
intern
really
pick
good.
that one.
Yeah, 100%.
And they're like,
Yeah,
yes.
it's not.
Yeah, they did it.
I'm surprised he let that fly. I feel like he's more creative than
that's
that.
what I'm
but
saying. I
whatever.
have no, I'm like, the whole time, I've been like, whatever. But
I'd
that
rather
tagline,
honestly
get it
like
out.
the phrase have been like to the moon again. Like I would have rathered
Absolutely.
To the moon.
It would've been
that.
me.
Like to the moon.
Doge
Just
to
do it
the
again.
moon.
Just do
Yeah,
it again.
no,
Like
I'd be totally in.
'cause that'd
But
be like kinda
blaze your
funny.
glory,
I hate that.
stupid.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
It makes no sense.
But yeah, no, X will. Well, I don't know if it will, but it's trying to be that everything app where you don't need 15 other apps.
I think
If
that's
you
why
want
he
to order
bought-
food, you order it on the X app.
Oh.
I think that's why he bought
Right.
Twitter, so he didn't have to build an app from scratch, like a
Well, I
an
mean,
odd
you-
like a population, like you know.
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
have
saying?
52
Actually,
million. Like,
yeah,
how many
that's
people
true.
use Twitter?
Yeah, because you know how
it's-
hard it had been for him to get everybody to come over to his app and like stick around. People
Not that
would have
hard.
no,
Low
people
key.
would have tried it, but like sticking around, like Threads has
Yeah.
already lost 50% of its users
Yeah.
since it.
Well, I
open.
think
So-
it would have become a fad, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people, well, especially like in like the creator space or like business space, it's kind of like how like TikTok is like it's kind of something you vitally have to use. So he took over something that people kind of need for exposure. Like there's no telling like who could be looking at that tweet because even though like even say if no one likes a tweet, right? But you can see on your impressions, oh, 100 people saw it. That means exposure to 100 people still. Even if
Yeah.
no one liked it, that
Mhm.
still doesn't mean that the post was for no
People
reason.
see it. Some people just don't interact with
Yeah,
with
and that's
content.
okay.
Like they acknowledge
the
it and they soak it
exposure is
in, but they
there.
just don't hit the like button. Like it's
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the exposure is there.
Right,
Is what I'm
right,
trying
right.
to say is like you could be a brand new Twitter account, brand new business, and still get exposure somehow, just because Twitter
Yeah.
is what it is.
yeah.
For sure. And he bought a $450 million user base.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
Yeah.
what I want to create something new. Do I want to? Because I heard an argument like, well, why didn't you just make X and leave Twitter alone? And I'm like, because
No one would've
people
used
would
it.
go to it, like what you said, they're gonna go to it as a fad and then
Yeah.
go right back to
Just
Twitter.
like Threads.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, people went to Threads because everyone hates Elon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I guarantee you,
exactly.
those 50% that left are back on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure.
You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Like,
Well, that's why like I don't care.
I thought Threads
'cause
was
it's
just
like,
cool. That's why I have it.
I didn't even.
Yeah,
I
still
didn't
think
care to
it's
take the
cool.
time to get in. I got enough fucking apps on my phone as it is. I don't need another
Fair.
one.
My thing with Threads though is like I did appreciate over Hive. Like I was really excited
I
about
like
Hive,
Hive.
but what I did appreciate about Threads was like a lot of verified accounts and companies were already there, so it felt like maybe people would stick
Mhm.
around just to keep interacting with it. But at the same time, they're still using Instagram, they're still using Twitter, they're still using Snapchat. So it's like it's just another thing to check
Yeah.
at this
Yeah.
point.
That's
and I
how
really
I felt
posted on
about
Threads like I need to remember to
It's
post
a lot
on
to, like,
this,
keep
but
up with,
no,
too.
I'm gonna post on Twitter.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard
Yeah.
to add something new into your already busy regiment.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you post, TikToks, shorts, scheduled tweets, like all of it. Like if you do things like that, it's a lot to do and it's a lot to look
Mhm.
at, and it's just like another thing to waste your
Well,
time
and
too, like
if
staring
Threads-
at, scrolling at.
Threads gets big enough, it'll be like that deal where shit from Threads will just start getting posted everywhere else. Kind of like how TikTok started
Yeah.
getting posted everywhere on Instagram and Twitter. Like,
Like you'll see the same stuff
Right.
across everything. If it's like
Exactly.
viral, you'll see it on Facebook.
My
Somehow.
Instagram reels are literally my TikTok
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
for you page. Yeah,
I forget sometimes that I'm on Instagram because the thing about
Me
Instagram is it's like
too.
Instagram does the best at like trapping you. When you go to TikTok,
Yes.
you know you're gonna doom scroll,
Oh yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Like you get on TikTok, you're like, okay, here we go.
Like 4
But on
hours
Instagram,
later.
you're like, oh, okay, I like this picture. Like, oh, let me see this video. Oh, what's
Mhm.
this video? Oh, what's this?
Who's
And then
this in this
you're just
video?
in.
I want to see their content.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I end up on like somebody
And then you're going like the
random's
back
fucking
button to get back to the
Instagram
home, and you're just
post.
pressing
Yes.
it and pressing
like,
I
it.
just be
How many
closing
pages
out the
did I
app at that
go?
point. Redo,
Yeah.
It's so
reset.
bad.
Yeah, Instagram does a great
Yeah,
job
yeah.
of like capturing you because they force you into their reels by watching any video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
So,
true.
I mean, they
You full screen a video, then you're on Reels.
And also, you're so
Yeah.
used
You're
to on
instantly
TikTok
real.
too when you're watching a video. Like I don't know if y'all do this, but like
should just scroll.
I'll go up. And next thing you know, it's like 10 minutes later. I'm like, this isn't TikTok. I'm like, this is why I'm not seeing
Yeah.
my For You
Yeah.
page because I never use Instagram. But randomly, I checked it for a friend's announcement thing so I could like it so she wasn't mad at
Yeah.
me. Next thing you know, I was on like 2 hours. And I was like, this isn't TikTok. This isn't my content.
I try to share some shit, and I'm like, oh wait, nobody has Instagram, so you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it goes down like a freaking spiral. So
I
funny.
just I use Instagram
Yeah.
as like a secondary TikTok to send Elders and Lobster memes.
I love
That's
that.
you are the two people that I send shit
Just
on
straight up.
Instagram.
I'd be feeling bad because Lobster, dude, I will overwhelm him. I'll be on the fucking toilet, dude. 20 TikToks.
Oh my God.
Boom. And then I'll just
Here's my problem.
30 minutes
with
later, I'll
you.
just get a bunch of notifications of Lobster liking them all. I'm like, yeah, there he goes.
He goes through and
Here's
does
the
all of
problem.
them? That's love.
because
I just don't respond.
Shaggy doesn't interact with shit.
Flyers?
No,
What do you- is
no,
that a
but I
flyer?
acknowledge
No,
all of
pin.
them. Trust me. I don't be
You don't
interacting.
acknowledge him, dude. I will send you 14, and then you'll send me 2 of the ones I just sent you.
Oh, I do that.
Bro, no, because
I'm like,
look,
bro.
I'll watch your
I do that
the
shit.
TikToks or whatever you send me, and I'm like, oh, dude, Elders would love that, and I'll send it. And I'm like, oh wait, he sent that to me. That's how I found it.
I
Dude,
do.
wait,
that
my
happens on
favorite
Twitter.
though, when-
I want to send somebody a tweet
Yes,
and they
my
already
favorite
like
so
it.
whenever
Yes.
Frey, like if I'll make like funny like a meme video, Frey's my husband. He has literally sent me my own video.
Hilarious.
And I'm literally just like, bitch, why'd you send me this? She was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, bitch, I made that. Like,
That's crazy. I actually remember making that one.
yeah, I was like, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, but it's like the random like
2
half
days
cut
ago.
memes. Like, I'm like,
That's
I
so
swear,
funny.
dude, you do not pay attention to any content. Like,
Yeah, I go through and like every TikTok or Instagram. I react to them all because I want you to know that I looked at them.
Look, here's the deal. I tell this to anybody I throw into my meme circle. I'm not gonna like unless I find it hilarious, I'll reply to it.
I get,
But I'm
I
gonna
know
watch
when I
them.
get
I'm just
one-
you're just not gonna know I watched them. Just keep
when I
sending
get
them.
a reaction from Shaggy, I'm like, fuck you, that was
that's a
funny.
good one. You got him with that one.
If I react to it, then I generally sat there and laughed.
I low key don't watch them.
Damn.
I just don't react.
Like I have to be in the mood. It's one thing though too because I love a backlog.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like I'll kind of let them fester and then I'll go and I'll like
I have
them
one on
all
my
because
phone
like
that I have, like,
Camo,
300
our friend
from
Camo does that to me
somebody.
all the
Bro-
time.
Becca,
I love that.
Camo
video.
be loading
says-
my shit up.
He sends me so many,
It's-
and I'm
He,
like,
I'm always like,
them.
oh, Camo's at the airport because it's just 15.
Yes, and he literally like, called me out for it when I VC. He was like, I send you all these Instagram
funny.
reels, and I'm like, King, I'm not watching
I watch
them.
everyone
Like-
and I react to everyone.
It's a good friend.
I
do it.
can't. I'll watch some. It depends on like if the thumbnail gets me
I
or
do
not.
it.
And usually
I don't
they're,
like
funny
expect
Valorant
anyone
ones.
to react to them. I just assume you watched it.
Okay. Assume I didn't watch it, and then when I do react, it's more special. You know.
That's the thing with Shaggy. Like when I know he reacts to it or sends like a little laugh face, I'm like, I
Yeah.
got him.
I get it. Cause like I send TikToks to Jake and he like doesn't react. So I'm just like I don't think he watched them, but I'm gonna send them anyway for the principle, you know.
I feel like sending memes to your significant other is like a form of
It's a love
like a love
language,
language of
yeah.
sorts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I think that takes care of that. Up next, the state of gaming. I kind of wanted to get your guys' like
Ooh.
thoughts on like how you guys are feeling about the industry landscape in a sense. I have some games here. Dead Drop. I'm not sure. Mark in Recreation was supposed to be on here
Mhm.
originally, but he had a work thing. I know he's a big Dead Drop guy. But have you guys seen it at
I
all?
don't even know what that
You guys-
is.
Nope.
I've never heard of
I
it.
don't think so.
So the 2-time 1993, 1994
is that his
blockbuster video game champion, Dr. Disrespect.
Oh,
Yeah, that's his game.
okay.
Yeah.
I
Um,
there's an FPS game has to be extravagant for me to have any kind of hype for it.
I need emoters.
Fair. I mean,
if I'm gonna play it for the
Yeah.
most part.
what'd you say?
Emoters and skins. I want to be dancing on the dead bodies.
Okay,
Then I'll try
fair
it.
enough.
So
Sounds like a
cosmetics
Yeah,
for
Billy
Billy.
thing
It's
to
the
do.
aesthetic thing. Yeah.
This will be for you
I
then.
feel that.
It'll be heavily geared towards cosmetics.
Okay.
He has like a whole like NFT thing, so it's heavily towards cosmetics. Like I got some special like NFT thing for being like in the early beta or some shit. I don't know exactly, whatever. It's some like badge or some shit, but it's pretty fun actually. Like instead of a circle coming in, the circle comes from the bottom.
Oh, so you just get higher.
Cool.
So yes, so you're going up constantly.
Okay.
It's
Pretty
called
cool.
the
Is
freeze.
it
So
like
everything
one
starts
mountain?
freezing. It's a giant. It's like a skyscraper. So
Oh.
it's like a bunch of rooms. There's like places where you can zip line to like other parts as well. You can zip line out to extract.
Okay.
It's interesting. I think we're on snapshot 6. The last one was a pretty big one, and it allowed you to queue up with people. So the last snapshot was like the biggest ones because you could actually party up because you haven't been able to beforehand. You would just randomly queue with somebody.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So I think it's either 20 or 25 to get into the beta, which is actually kind of insane to me because I figured like as prestigious as Doc is and as well known,
Mhm.
I would have imagined that to be like 100, 150 easy.
Well, even like
So-
the Overwatch one was like $60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I paid for
Yeah, do you
Overwatch
keep
back in the day.
game after?
I paid-
Do you
I
keep the
paid
game
for it
after the
twice.
beta's over? Like Overwatch? Because with Overwatch, you bought the beta and then you got to keep the game, no? When it came out?
I think so.
I thought?
I didn't play the
Okay.
beta. I bought the game when it came out, and then when I switched,
I played
to
the
PC,
beta and I didn't have to
bought
buy it again. Oh.
I paid
Why did you buy it
$180
again?
to play
Because I
Dauntless,
didn't have
and
a
we see where
battle-
that game is.
I didn't have a Battle.net at the time, so I had to make a Battle.net and then buy the game.
I see. Well, I think, honestly, I think the beta, knowing Doc, I feel like he wouldn't want it to necessarily be like a money grab
Yeah, I feel like it
anyway.
would look bad on
right?
his name. Like if it was like.
So
That-
I do like the price. I think the concept is really cool. Like
I'd
my
try
heart
it,
is in
to be
VR. Like
honest.
when I started streaming, it was like all Apex all the time.
Same.
It was over like shooters are like my heart. So I would be down to try it.
I mean, I would be
I'm
down.
really
I think it would be fun
picky.
to run with Marks as well. I mean, like he's
Yeah.
the guru. Like he's made it onto Doc's channel before.
Okay, that's
Gotcha.
So
awesome.
like, yeah, he definitely would be the one
he could teach us the
to
ropes.
talk to. I've
Yeah, I think
talked to
that
him
sounds
too.
dope.
Teach us
to-
the ropes.
to play. Yeah, it's cool.
Oh yeah.
I'm about burnt out.
When
on
does it come
FPS.
out?
3 years from now,
Probably
probably.
not for a while.
wait,
Yeah, I was gonna
Wait, is
say,
that
it's
is
still
that
in
the
beta
one
and stuff.
that like Tim and all of them are working on?
No.
Oh.
That's Project V.
Okay, that's what I was saying. I
Or
was like, that's
Z or
different
something?
than what I thought it was gonna be.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That is being made in the Unreal Engine
Yeah,
Fortnite.
I'm excited.
So that's
for that
what they're
one.
doing.
I'm really excited.
It'll
for that one.
be interesting. I mean, after trying to like get in and look at like what Unreal Engine Fortnite is, because like I code in Unreal Engine. That's what we made our game with, and that's what we made the Xbox game with. And that I understand. I can code in Unreal Engine because it has what's called blueprints,
Mhm.
and instead of like just typing out fucking lines of code, they're little like they call them nodes. It's like a little square, and it's like I need to get the location of the player, right? So you type in I think it's get player world location or like local rotation. It's you just type in get player, it comes in, pops up. You have a list. You click on it, boom, it's there. That's it. And then you drag this little like line to something else, and that's how you connect it. Instead of like typing like 15 lines to get this to talk to this, you just drag the little line over.
Okay.
It's super
Yeah,
simple.
so it's like a prompt basically. It's kind of like if you're using like a Wix situation, like build a
Yes.
website. The back shit's like kind of done for
Yep.
you, but you can be as creative as you
Yes.
want. Like to me, that makes sense. I did website coding, so like that works in my
Yeah,
brain.
are
I
you-
understand what you're
Are you
saying.
in the? Yeah,
Yeah.
you are.
There she
So
is.
you'll see it when we have like the little like learning day.
Yeah.
because I started the project. So I guess we'll just announce it now. We're working on a game internally. So
Woo!
Key 7 is
Yeah.
working on our own game. I don't know. We won't announce what it is, like what the genre is.
No, keep it
Yeah.
secret.
So just
Yeah, yeah,
know,
keep it
just know
secret.
we're
Can I
working
know
on a game.
after?
Yes,
Huh.
yeah. I'll tell you afterward. Yeah.
I don't know.
Um,
I don't know, Elders. I don't think we should tell her. I think she
you.
should wait.
No. I was like, what is this game? I was like trying to act cool, be like, I don't know what the fuck's going on right now.
Yeah, we're working on a game. Yo, what game are we?
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
What game is
what
it?
is it again?
Hell
Am I
yeah, we
missing
are.
something?
I think I didn't read something prior.
Didn't
Yeah, I
do my
didn't.
own work.
So this is a hot topic, Apex, and I think everyone knows
Forever
where I
fuck
stand.
That game.
Look, I was
Can't
a
believe
ride or die for that game from the
Me
first week
too.
of launch up to about season 11. And
Mhm.
honestly, if there's anyone who's played the game consistently since it dropped and they're still playing it, you probably need to call on them and check on them.
Honestly, I played
Friends
that
don't
game so
let
much
you
during
play
COVID.
Apex.
So, like, I was, like, the
Maybe
first
let
year
the
that I really
police
got into.
let the police do a wellness check or
Yeah.
something, because unless you started playing like I know a lot of people here recently I've talked to have started playing around like season like eight-ish, like somewhere in, like halfway through all the seasons, I guess. So I can understand if they still enjoy it, but from what it used to be to what it is now, it's dog shit. Man.
Season 1 to 3, or even maybe 4.
Yeah.
That was the peak, but at the same time, that
Yeah.
was. I mean,
It was janky, but I think that's what made it.
it was because it
charming.
was new. It was new. It's still new. I mean, I think it was good all the way up until probably about season 8 or 7. 7 or 8.
Well, and like here's the thing too. So I started in beta also on console. Like I was only on controller.
Yeah.
And
was
then
on
when I swapped to
console as
PC,
well.
I think it was around season 3 or
I
4.
swapped to
So
PC
I've
season
seen it
4.
all also. Okay, twins.
Yeah.
I think the state of BR is a little boring. And I think the thing with Apex is the same fucking game every season. Every season. But then you have BR like Fortnite, where I feel like they're doing a lot of fun changes, and they're with the no build and the cosmetics and all this stuff. Another part of it too is like Apex has been around for years and it's still not optimized. You still have the same issues that you had in season 1. And to me, like, it's been around for so long, and I understand like they're doing what they can with the resources that they have, but if consistently your biggest creators, your biggest streamers, your largest players, the competitive teams, they're all saying there's no audio, it's lagging my computer, whatever it may be, like that needs to be fixed. Like it's really frustrating. And then on top of that, I just feel like every legend doesn't have enough variety. Like they came out with so many like feels like recon related things and not so much like something fresh. If that
I
makes
would
sense.
like
I
to
feel like
see, like,
Overwatch is
maybe
doing a
more,
great
like-
job with like fresh characters
I'd like to see like
than they are.
Sorry. I'm rude.
You're good. I'm
rude.
done. I know.
I'd like to see like more maybe class oriented stuff, like they have classes, but like how I've always seen it, there's nothing that really separates them, like in terms of recon. I mean, recon I think is the biggest difference, but like
They can scan.
fuck, when the game first
You
came
don't
out,
have like
it was
there's
like
no
recon.
reason for a team composition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's no reason for a team comp. You could do
Well,
anything
I think if
and
you're
you
gonna
win.
do a team composition type of deal, they should have more like in-depth roles
I agree.
that
No, I agree.
actually
It's-
stand out as a
yes.
composition. Like Overwatch, you know, you
Yes.
got tanks, you got DPS, you got
Yes.
healers. I feel like if you're
They
going
have
to
like
take
a clear
a
role
composition,
too.
exactly. If you're going to take like a composition
Mhm.
route style, or however you want to word that, I think the roles should be more defined to what they're actually supposed to be.
Well, and I think they tried to do that with the most recent thing where like now they're all kind of separate and they all have
I
their
did see
own
that.
like perk. But I don't think they even make a difference. Like certain characters can see what falls from a care package. Other characters like can open more supply bins for extra heals
yeah,
and stuff.
salt.
And I play Loba, so I was like the support class, and she used like that class could only we're the only ones that could like craft the respawn
Banners.
things. But no, everybody can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, well, what was the point? I think like there's no real, and watching it as a competitive thing too, like ALGS, there's no reason for a team comp. Like to me, it's just like you're just going and it's gunfights. There's no
play
like
your favorite legend.
nothing
You'll
else.
Be fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I want the best for Apex because Apex is really like what got me started and like Twitch and everything. Like it means so much to me, and I hate that I dislike it.
That's
so
how I feel
much
about Overwatch
right now.
Like the way you feel about Apex, like
Yeah.
that's where my heart is with like Overwatch. Like that's like my game that I'm just like you couldn't pay me to try to play comp right now. Like it's so
Yeah.
messed up.
Billy, let's play comp
No, fuck you.
for free.
My gripes with Apex have always been the same thing: is they do the old DC dip and twirl. They're like, oh, there's all these problems, and they're like, here's the new legend.
Yeah.
Here's an heirloom.
And the cosmetics aren't. They're just excuse me. They're just recolors.
Yep.
They're not special. I think a lot of people like Valorant does a great job with cosmetics. Overwatch has stepped their game.
Overwatch
Yeah.
cosmetics
Overwatch
are fire.
They're
This
so
new battle
good.
pass
Same with
is insane.
Fortnite.
It's so good.
I love the
They've
new
gotten so
mythic
much
skins that
better.
they added to Overwatch 2.
I think that's
that's
so
sick.
smart.
You can customize them.
I like how
I
they
think
did with the
that's so
Tracer
cool.
too, where it's like you can still get the mythic skin, but then there's layers.
Yeah,
You
you
can
finish the
unlock-
whole
Yeah.
battle
Yeah.
pass and you get it all, which
Mhm.
I like that too because I think there was a problem. People probably weren't finishing the battle pass in time, so they weren't getting the skin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just kind of surprised, like with Apex though, because a lot of its larger creators like moved to Overwatch and Valorant, and they still just didn't listen. I think that's like a problem that I see with a lot of different companies, not
like
just
a disconnect.
Respawn, but like, yeah, they ask and then they don't listen. They're just like, have a legend, have a hero, have a skin recolor, have an heirloom recolor, and like it doesn't really make
There's
sense to me.
two
So I'm not happy with
So
where they're
There's
at.
two schools of thought for that. It's either they don't care or they can't.
see, that's what I was
Right?
gonna
And I
say.
think they
So like
can't.
they have content pre-planned out. Like they
Mhm.
know when they have probably like 4 to 5 seasons planned out already. that they're
Typically,
working
a dev company would have at least a year in advance.
And they have it in a
Right.
like a plan. They're gonna drop this then, and then. So that's why they they keep dropping DLC or seasons and all that stuff. I like to give a lot of developers benefit of the doubt and assume that some of these problems aren't as easy to fix as people would like them to be.
Mm-hmm.
I will give props to them though. They did fix a problem successfully back early in the early seasons, and it was muzzle flash. And I never realized how bad the muzzle flash was in Apex until they fixed it. Because you used to not
Right.
be able to see what the fuck you were looking at when you shot like an R9.
Yeah.
It would just be fire in your face. And then they reduced
Yeah.
it,
Well,
and I was like, oh shit, it actually was a problem. And I
Yeah.
didn't even realize it.
well, and like there's some stuff you can't
Mhm.
fix. Like a lot of people complain about controller players and aim assist and whatever.
Well-
like to me, that doesn't really matter. Like in the grand scheme, they're still gonna play the game. And
I had a conversation
What?
on Twitter with
You mean X?
yes, exactly. With a guy that
let me just
he,
say, I hate the aim assist. I just want to
Yeah.
say like I fucking
he's
hate
another
it. As
he's another org owner, and we were talking,
Mhm.
and it's not that aim assist is inherently bad, right?
You have to give
It's the
control
fact
players
that
something.
you are giving an advantage to a peripheral, and then saying you can play with everyone else, which is that's
Yeah.
what's weird.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're gonna give that advantage to one peripheral, you should give it to the other. And if you're
100%.
if you're not going to separate them,
Imagine
which is
PC
totally fine.
100%.
assist. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, and like that's kind of where I was trying to get at. Like obviously, like right, they can't necessarily like take it away
Exactly.
because it would be like too crazy. So it's like yes, the solution would be to separate. But like if that's what I mean before. Like the same, like the audio issues, the optimization issues. That's been a problem since season
Yeah.
1, and the fact that that stuff isn't
Oh,
fixed, like that's what bothers me the most with Apex.
tell you right
And
now,
maybe they can't.
they can't.
But I think they could.
They can't because this game was not made to be Apex.
No.
It was supposed to be Titanfall 3.
Yep.
So
Oh
That's
yeah.
true,
they
I guess.
decided that we're like, oh no, wait, BR? Boom, Apex. So this game wasn't meant to be played this way. So the engine's not geared to do the things that they want it to do. So to truly fix what they need to do, they need to start the game in Unreal Engine 5 or Unity. Well, I don't know why the fuck you'd want to do that, but start it in UE5 and then start over again.
Just drop
But-
Apex Legends
Yeah.
2.
Thank you. They needed 2. True, like,
Honestly.
like actually, like no troll. They needed 2,
No, yeah,
Seriously,
yeah,
and
yeah.
there's no
Reconstruct it
way to
all.
fix the problems that are there, unless they
Well, and
completely
that's-
change the engine. And in which case, you might as
Yeah.
well just make a new one.
Well, that's why I said before, like, I understand there, like, when you said there's either they don't care or they can't,
It's
that's
they
why I
can't.
understand that they
Yeah.
can't. But
And they do their
it's-
best.
It's frustrating enough, and I get that. And I gave them the benefit of that for the longest time, up until earlier this year when I started playing Valorant. I gave them 3 years and a new PC for it to work and to stream it, and it's just frustrating. And I also think this isn't Respawn's fault, but it's a video game like community problem. But the people who play Apex are just not the nicest,
Ah,
and I don't
they're
love it.
awful. I can't stand Apex Twitter.
Yeah.
I really can't.
Valorant is worse, but I think people, I don't know, it's
Well,
just
they're all toxic in their
Unfortunately,
own
just a plague of
perspective.
gaming.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, so like that doesn't
'Cause
really
I'm not sure if
answer
you
the
guys have
question,
been
but-
like Smash Twitter
hmm.
is a cesspool, and you know how big
Yeah.
that game is. It's
Oh,
tiny
dude.
Yeah.
compared
Just-
to relatively anything else.
Mm-hmm.
just be an
Mhm.
ADC in a league match and run it down.
Oh my
You'll
god!
you'll get your entire elementary school's years worth of bullying in one
I can
game.
see that.
yeah. But like, to answer your actual question, I think the state of Apex is not in a good
No.
state.
No, it hasn't been for a
And
while.
I think it's boring. I think the game needs something fresh. Like, each season is the same season. It's a new map, but it's the same game. I think the most recent changes that they made with LP or whatever, I dislike, because I think the point of a BR is to be the last alive and to get kills. So the fact that you have to kind of like, or you can rat in a corner and get to whatever round and then you're instantly positive, people are just going to take advantage. And to me, that's not a BR.
I've
Like,
said this ever since they came out with rank in season 2 that it needs to be based on kills.
Mhm.
It needs to be.
yeah, but
I
now
mean,
it's not
you can
really. You
reward
get less
placement
for
a little
kills.
bit, obviously, when you get into the higher placements, but like kills.
And to
Yeah,
me,
'cause-
It forces people to fight, and it discourages
Yeah.
ratting.
Yeah.
Which you get
'Cause
more fun. The most fun matches of Apex I've ever had was when I was nonstop fighting off third parties.
oh for sure,
It sucks sometimes, but
Yeah.
like it's the most enjoyable time to play.
that'll never go away. It's a battle royale. You'll never not have a third party.
It's
So like that.
It's
But you'll also never not have a rat. I just wish it wasn't such
you
a
just don't need to reward it so
guaranteed
much.
win almost, you know?
the rewardment of
It's rewarded too much.
not fighting, and even in a competitive standpoint, like I can't stand watching competitive Apex because for the first, 10, 15 minutes, it is so fucking boring.
It's awful.
People are just
Mhm.
sitting in a fucking a car, jumping around, and I'm like, and like
They
everyone's
just
like, oh,
wait.
but in game, I'm
Yeah.
like, in game's like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
what's
we
like,
watched
I've
it- we
never
watched
been,
this
like,
match for
interested
25.
in getting back into it. Like Queen and Debbie
Yeah.
and them have been like trying to be like, oh, play Apex, and I'm like, it doesn't look fun to me. Like
Mm-mm.
on Xbox during COVID, playing with my friends, like that was fun. But like looking at it now, I'm like, I'd rather like be in pain playing Overwatch or like being dumb and trying out Val or being cozy and playing some
Yeah.
Stardew. Like there's things I'd rather
Yeah.
be doing
I'd
rather
rather
than getting
smash
back
my
into
head through a
that.
wall and play League of Legends.
I'll play some TFT and keep deranking. Like that sounds way more fun.
A TFT has become the game that like settles me. If I'm in a bad mood,
Honestly,
I hate
yeah.
gaming, I'm having a bad day, I'm like, I'm gonna play TFT. And I may get mad at TFT, but still,
I could get eighth and still be chilling.
I don't know what it
I'll
is
be
about
vibing.
TFT. It's just a nice game that you can play. You can still be competitive,
Mhm.
but you're not like, you
Well,
know,
like
breaking
you
stuff.
can play it with you can
Yeah,
be
it's like a
competitive and
Hearthstone
play it
kinda
with one
thing,
hand.
Too. Like you can just kind of
absolutely.
You
Yeah.
can you can be competitive and play it with one hand.
There's
Yeah.
a game and
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
called Atlas Reactor, and it was my favorite fucking game. It's my most played game on Steam, and it doesn't exist anymore.
Oh,
The people that bought it said "fuck you" to the community, and then ran it into the ground.
shit.
It's so sad.
Sorry.
But
Rip.
it was a game that it was competitive, but it was turn-based, kind of like
I love
so.
Right.
Take TFT, but you only controlled one character, but there was 4 on your
Mm.
team, so you had to like maneuver the map, and then try to kill the other players.
Sounds like just
It-
like
it was,
Final Fantasy in like a Royale style.
Do you know what XCOM? Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've
So
heard of it.
it's
I don't
multiplayer
really know what
XCOM.
it is. Okay.
Or Mutant Zero with like the duck and the pig. It's like that style game where you control a character on like an isometric pad where there's like little squares that you
yeah,
move.
yeah, yeah.
So it was
Mhm.
like that. But it was
Mhm.
I could still be super competitive, like at a high level, but I'm not having to like snort a line of G Fuel to get ready for it.
I
Mhm.
know
So,
a
like-
guy when I first started streaming who would snort G Fuel for
Did
a
people
sub.
really do that?
Absolutely, he got
I mean, I
banned
used to
after
start-
about 5 subs.
I can only imagine.
Are there any games that you guys are excited for?
There's a lot
Yeah,
of cozy games I'm
that's
excited
kinda
for.
it.
I think the world of Life Sims is going through like a fun time, which is really funny because I know like whenever we talk about upcoming games and stuff, it's usually shooters because all of us play a
Mhm.
shooter. I feel like at least one. But like I don't know, the world of cozy games, like they're coming out with a lot of good stuff. I think it's pronounced Palia
Oh, I
just
heard
came
of
out
that,
in
yeah.
beta, which is a life. Yeah, there's so many good ones, so that I'm excited for. There's a lot of like accounts on Twitter that I'm following for like very much like Stardew Valley Farmer Sim, but with a little extra spice
Yeah.
to it.
Paley, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
really
I also
cute.
think I don't play CS:GO, but I think CS2 is gonna
CS2 is gonna
change
I'll
the
try
game
it,
for
yeah.
shooters.
absolutely. I
I'll
think
Yeah,
when
try
like
it.
I
CS2
kind of
drops,
want to try it.
I'm going to because I played
Yeah.
Counter Strike back in 1.6, which a
Okay.
lot of people don't even know what the fuck that is.
I
And I had a
now.
buddy, his name was Evan, and he was like, "Bro, you got to play Counter Strike," and I was like, "All right." So I think CS2 is going to be insane, and I don't think people really understand how big that game is going to be. And I feel bad for Valorant because I truly love Valorant. I love
too.
that game. The aesthetic, I like the
Mhm.
characters, the abilities. I like that portion. But CS2 is gonna be on something different, and I'm excited for it.
I think
I think it needed to
yeah.
happen because people are
Yeah.
still playing CS:GO.
I was gonna say, well, CS:GO has been around for so long, but I think CS2, and I didn't play like what was it? Was it an alpha or beta? I don't remember. I didn't play that, but
Oh, for CS2?
I think
Yeah.
yeah, but from what I saw, I think CS2 is gonna literally strip shooters like to its bare bone
Mhm.
again, and it's just gonna be like
Yep.
gunplay. Like, and I think that's what a lot of people dislike
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
my partner does not like. He used to play Valorant in beta with me. He doesn't like Valorant. He doesn't love all the abilities flashing in your eyes and whatever the heck is going on. For people who truly love shooters, I think CS2 is going to be great. And like, I never got to experience CS:GO when it was like kind of when it was fresh, and I was around it. I had a boyfriend at the time who was like really into it. I never played it. I wasn't into gaming quite yet. But it's intrigued me enough with the excitement of like you guys that like I'm like, okay, I could try some CS:GO like 2. Like, let's do
I think
it.
that'd be great.
So
I
I think that'd be cool.
CS:GO once. Lobster and Papa Swift got me to play it on my birthday 2 years ago. It was all right. I didn't. The thing is, I've never been good at like I'm not patient enough for like Valorant and Search and Destroy and CS:GO.
A lot of people say that.
I just
That's
don't
fair.
have the pad. Now I was never good at Search and Destroy in early Call of Duty days. I was like a domination
S&D.
TDM
Yeah.
quick scope
See,
guy.
that's-
Like I
was
just like to run and
too.
gun. If I die, whatever, I
Yeah.
respawn. I never had the patience. So
I had both, like, because I got you guys into Quake. I'm the Quake minister.
you got
So-
someone else in the
Right,
Quake.
yeah,
You
whatever.
didn't get me.
But like just Quake in general, like that style of game is so fun. And but it's that style. It's the run and gun. I'm gonna respawn. I'm gonna shoot, and it's done. But CS:GO gives me that like tactical itch where I'm like, it gives me like because I like to play XCOM and like turn-based games. So you actually have to think about what you're doing instead of just like, I mean, obviously you have to think and like
Yeah.
respawn shooters, but like
you got to be
you're
more
not.
strategic, like thinking
Yeah.
ahead. I
Yeah.
get what you mean.
But a tactical shooter helps you with games
Absolutely.
like Apex, Overwatch, where you do respawn over and over again.
Get your aim ready.
Because I I instantly, when I got back onto Apex the first time after like months of not playing, it felt like I felt better. Like it took me a second to get used to the movement again, but like I felt like my aim, my hip fire was like 10 times better than it ever had been. And I could keep up with who I was playing with, and they play Apex all the time, like damage wise. I could keep up.
For sure.
So I'm excited for like the world tactical shooters. Valorant is my first tactical shooter ever. And I really like it. So I trying to broaden my horizon, I guess. So I think that'll be cool for gaming.
Yeah, I think
space.
CS to me just needs a refresh. I have been
Yeah,
playing
I see
Source
that.
and Go for so fucking long, and it's been the same thing. Even when it changed from Source to Go, it was still basically like the exact same thing. And it's to be honest, it's not going to be much different in CS2. Like the smoke shot
Yeah.
thing, that's actually really fucking cool. When you smoke something and shoot through it, it like pops a hole in
I
it.
saw that. That was
Super
really
cool.
cool.
Yeah, I think that's
That is
cool.
pretty
Super,
cool.
yes, and like those are the things they add to Counter-Strike to make it interesting. And
Mhm.
I think they play by their own book very, very well.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's why they're successful because they have so many people who are like genuinely like in love with the game, and they keep it simple. Like for them, it works, and and kind of like backtracking a little bit, like for Apex, like they started so big, and now this is just like so small.
Yeah.
They're trying to keep it simple, I think. But like Counter-Strike, I mean, the community is huge. I do agree. I think Valorant's gonna
It's
crumble
gonna
a little bit.
take a
It's
hit
gonna
for sure.
lose a lot. Yeah. But I think it might also still welcome a lot of new people like who play Counter-Strike still. Like I still feel like they'll play both.
Oh, for sure.
but
I think initially
on
because
CS2
it's
is
gonna
gonna be
take that
big for a
hit
long
because
time.
everyone's gonna be playing CS.
Yeah.
Because it's
any
the,
new
it's-
game tends to bring audience away from other games, regardless of what genre it is.
exactly, especially in the same genre too. So if it's in the same genre, it's
Yeah.
like,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
I'm excited. I can, and for me, fighting games, I know nobody else plays them but me, but
We have
the life or
you're
like
the voucher.
the landscape of fighting games this year has been fucking immaculate. Street Fighter 6 is probably one of the best fighting games to come out in the past 10 years. Guilty Gear Strive came out last year, fucking phenomenal. DNF Duel just had their first DLC season, DLC character, and then they announced the season and their first like giant balance patch. We're getting Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising, which that game was like everyone loved it, but the online was ass. These two.
Billy, did your dog fart? What was that?
Oh, I thought he farted too. I was trying to play
That was
it
a
off,
fart.
like,
That'd have been
okay.
that would have been world record.
It sounded like a low rump, and I'm like, you know.
That's so funny.
That's okay. Adds personality.
I can go get Axel and bring his fat ass in here.
Yeah, no, I love fighting games. I can talk about them all day, but nobody else fucking gives a shit. So,
I got you on Mortal Kombat.
Okay, but all I really care about is
I hate
WoW.
Mortal Kombat.
World of Warcraft's my
I-
cozy game.
Understand. I don't play it. I just know
Yeah.
about it because I have friends that do play it.
Yeah, no,
So.
the company that makes Mortal Kombat NRS, they make Mortal Kombat and Injustice, and they have a very particular style of how their games run, and I just don't like it. It's very clunky. So, yeah, but I mean, and
Fair.
Mortal Kombat 1 is dropping, and it looks like Mortal Kombat new. So I'm happy for the Mortal Kombat fans. But
Yeah.
like the people that like Mortal Kombat are like very excited about the newest one. So like every fighting game that's coming out, because the fighting game community has been in a fucking slump for a long time.
I can imagine.
Like
yeah.
it's been rough. And then Riot coming out. We just got news for Project L, which I've been playing League for over 10 years. So over a fucking decade I've been playing this game. And they're coming out with an MMO, which I love MMOs. And now they're coming out with the fighting game will come out sooner. And then the fighting game.
Mhm.
And like
The fighting game, I think will be dope. I would probably try it. The
Yes.
MMO, look. I grew up playing World of Warcraft since I was like 9 years old. It's hard for me to find another MMO that's gonna take me completely away from World of Warcraft. It's gotta
Ashes
be
of Creation
damn good.
and the League MMO. Those are the two that
Ashes of Creation, dude.
I'm so amped for that.
I was, but it's like, how long?
I mean, I was amped
How long
like
have they
4
been
years
talking about it?
or like 6 years ago when I first heard about it.
Exactly. It's like Cyberpunk, bro.
Well, it's not.
It's
Let's
not
not.
hyped like Cyberpunk, but it's been
Let's
talked
not.
about for so damn long. Like
Yeah,
I lost my personal hype for it, and my expectations.
that's how I feel
have
with X
also
Defiant
dropped.
too.
I mean,
Oh yeah,
And I really
yeah,
enjoyed
yeah.
X Defiant. I was actually I thoroughly enjoyed every minute of playing X Defiant.
It looked fun. I mean, Jake was playing it, and it looked really, really
It
fun.
is.
I mean, I'm very picky with games. Like, I've always been this way ever since I started like really playing video games. Like, I'm very hesitant to buy a game, even though it's so easy to return them
Mhm.
now. Like, you don't have to walk your ass back to a
Yeah.
GameStop anymore. But like,
facts.
I'm very picky. I have to watch people that I trust, care about, whatever, do it, play it, and then
Mhm.
I'll purchase. So I watched him, like he would like stream it in a VC, and like it looked really fun.
My deal is with so many,
I'm down
so
to
many of
try.
these games that are free to play are so good. Like Naraka Blade Point is free to play, and I
Naraka's
think
hella
it's
fun.
an
Yeah.
amazing game for
Sure
a
is.
free to play game.
I was watching
Yeah.
you play it the other day, and I was like, dang, like where?
It's
like,
really
why
cool
aren't
for
more
a free to
people
play
trying
game.
This, like,
Yeah,
it looked
it
really
is cool.
Well, it was like $20 when it came out, like
Yeah,
2
well,
years
Oh,
ago.
okay.
the
But even
paywall was-
$20 isn't that bad compared to paying like 60 for the new Call of Duty. You know what I mean?
Oh well, or 70 for
Right.
fucking
For
Diablo,
Diablo.
because everyone wanted me to
Yeah,
play
yeah, yeah.
Diablo, and I'm like, I don't really like.
Diablo's
can't.
fun.
I love Diablo.
They just need to fix what the fuck they with Diablo, dude. They made it harder for less reward because so many people no-lifed it for a week and put in 150 hours and beat the game, and then were complaining about there not being anything to do. So I
Yeah.
think what they were aiming for with the changes were
Was it to be
increasing
more of a
longevity
grind.
on the game time so that people
Yeah.
played it longer. But what all they did was they were catered to the people who sit in their room all day every day playing it and
Yeah.
finish all the content in a week.
It's not
Versus
for the
the
casual
majority of the player
player.
base is like me. I come home and I can play for like 3 hours and then I go to bed.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah. Well, and like we watched Shroud grind Diablo. Like
Mhm.
I swear we watched like maybe 12 hours in total of like him just and like sporadic sittings. But that's just so much of one streamer for me in one or in a couple of days. And like he even said like the casual person at the end of the day, like it's gonna be really hard
It is.
for you to level up, to get items, whatever. And I love games like Diablo. Like my first game like that was New World, and I was obsessed, and I still
New World
love
was
them.
So good. When it first came
New
out.
World took a listen. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not saying it's good
Oh,
now.
listen.
Every time I mention New World, everyone's like,
If
"Bleh,
you
I get it. It
needed-
sucks."
Some ore mine or a tree chop, I fucking had you. I had all the trees and all the rocks. I don't know what it was about that game that I enjoyed farming that shit so much.
No, I did too, and I love games where I can like mindlessly grind, and that's why like I love games like Genshin Impact. I can just like mindlessly fight stuff, and it doesn't
That's how I am
matter.
with WoW. I can just run around and do
Yeah,
shit.
and like I love the story of I didn't play any of the other Diablos, but like I love the story of Diablo 4, and it's hard as a casual. Like I got on just to finish the campaign before the new season started, and I was like, "What the? I'm so slow. Everything is so beefy.
Yeah.
The mobs walking down fucking I don't know 2nd Street over there are like a boss fight
Or that
all of a
one
sudden.
like,
It's
desert where
hard.
it's like friendly fire.
The
And
desert.
I hate it.
Yes.
I hate that desert. I will,
Yes,
I will
and I
never run through
understand-
that.
Oh, the PvP
Yeah,
zones?
I
Yeah, I
hate it.
steer clear of those. It's just a bunch of
I
people who are
understand it's a
over-geared for the
grind,
world
but-
tier, and
Yeah.
they just go in there and shit on people. It's really annoying.
Mhm.
Well, and that's why, like Shroud said, like if you're a casual, it's gonna be really fucking hard. And I also think they cater to people like Shroud because Shroud brought them so much money with the mount.
Well, you want to
thing.
cater
like, and
to
I get
everybody,
it.
but you need to find a balance between the
yeah,
the
and-
dads
but
who have
even
2 hours a day to play or
Mhm.
every other day to
Exactly.
play, and then the fucking 18-year-olds who
grinders.
don't have a job and they'll sit and they'll just play it for 24 hours.
Yeah, I think the buffs to the environmental stuff and the mobs was just too much. I think they could take it down just a little bit, just a little baby bit, and I'd be happy. But I think the story is great.
I do think they're gonna
So-
genuinely fix a bunch of stuff though, because they realized they fucked up.
I thought they said they
well,
would.
they had a
Yeah.
what they called an emergency campfire meeting. They scheduled like later that week after the new season dropped, and they talked
Mm.
about it. So I'm sure they'll change some stuff, but we'll just have to wait and see.
All right. Well,
Yep.
last topic because we're running out of time, and this one is, I think, very interesting. Did anyone watch the Alien press conference?
No,
I
watched coverage.
No, but I have a special. I was gonna say I think Billy and I have a very special.
Careful what you say here.
No, I'm not gonna say anything weird, but like
That's what you think.
perspective on it because of what our partners
Mhm.
do and what Billy. Did.
Oh yeah,
Not to,
because y'all
like,
have
tell
y'all
your
have
shit,
military
Billy, but
partners, right?
Yeah.
yeah, and it's very like confidential stuff. What all three of them did, what my partner does, and both Billy and her
Mhm.
partner. So I think we have a very special take and feelings.
Yeah.
I've
I'm
always
super
been,
interested now. I mean,
I've
you just
always been interested
set it
in
up. Give 'em
aliens and UFOs.
popcorn.
Look, when I was in third
No,
grade,
nothing,
I
like,
did
cheesy,
a
but-
presentation on UFOs.
Mhm.
Mm.
Scared myself shitless to the point where I got little black leather curtains so that aliens couldn't
I
see in
love
my
that
window
for
while I was
you.
sleeping.
Literally.
Me
Straight up,
too.
I'm like,
Are you still scared?
no, not anymore.
Yes,
but
he
like,
saw his nightmares.
Oh, what a
I
bitch.
watched
Yeah,
so
you
many
are.
YouTube videos of like people saying the aliens would come in their room at night while they were sleeping and abduct them.
Also,
And it
it's
scared
true,
me.
so,
I
like,
was
when
so
you grow
interested
up
in it,
like,
but it
a
scared me.
Fuck nowhere city, or like the
Yeah.
or, like
And I lived in the
cornfields, farming
boonies. It was
areas,
like-
that's where I grew up, and like I've always
Yeah.
fucking believed in that.
I've
shit.
always thought aliens were
Always
real.
thought it.
My Mama B always said aliens were fucking real. My mom was a science teacher. Like she was very into all of that. And we would travel to Tasmania of all places. We'd travel to Tasmania a shit ton. And every time we
Weird
were there,
travel
we'd
spot.
go on like this.
Not a weird, but like it's just
Mama B
it's just-
loved
no,
it.
it's just-
How
it's just
Tasmania?
you're like, yo,
Yeah,
we
it's
like we
very
go to
random.
Cabo every year. Like, no, we go to Tasmania.
Tasmania.
No, we went to Tasmania every
I mean,
year
way
for a
bigger
long
of a
time.
flex.
But well,
I go camping.
more context to that. It was an educational trip with like her high school students. I was too young to stay home, so I went. But we'd go to Tasmania, and every time we went, we'd go on this like alien exhibit, and they would really like talk about. I guess in that area we were, they truly believe that they saw a shit ton of aliens around that area. But like, I'm a believer in aliens, ghosts, like all of that extraterrestrial, whatever. There's no way nothing else is up there.
Oh,
I
okay.
think
Like,
you're an
there's
idiot.
just no
I
way.
truly
I'll
think
give-
you're
What do you
so
mean,
dumb
Becca?
if you
The
don't
world is
believe that
flat,
there's
and we
something
live
else.
inside of a dome. There's nothing outside the dome.
I'll
It's
give my
water.
The world is
perspective,
flat, but we live in a
because I
dome.
definitely want to get y'all two's experiences because I feel like y'all have a lot to say here. I also, I mean, like, I don't not believe in aliens. I have a hard time personally thinking that aliens give a shit about us.
I think we're
Oh,
I
their
saw
100%. I
a
think
ants.
TikTok
we
today.
care
It's
more.
like
It's funny.
we don't try to conversate with ants because they can't understand us or communicate with us.
Yeah, they
100%.
they
So
understand
like,
us anyway. But we still fuck with them. We still do dumb shit.
yeah, we pour
Well, they
fucking
say
molten
they say the
lava in their
sightings and shit
anthills.
started showing up right
Oh,
after the
the
Manhattan
me.
Project.
Mhm.
So like, I don't. I'm not saying that like they've never have come here, but I just like the amount of sightings I feel like is way overinflated, and I'm just like,
Well, it's everyone wants their
Eh.
viral video, and it's the perfect
Yeah.
time to start trying to create a fake video. But the
Yeah.
amount that are truly unexplained, like it's just
it's hard, and
Yeah.
it's. I'll tell a small story. There was a guy I went to when I was doing networking. I was trying to fix his router or some shit. I don't know. It's some weird, but he had like doctorates all over the wall. I'm like, oh, this guy's like a professor or something. And he started talking to me, and he's like, so, do you know anything about the giant ant people? And I was just kind of like,
He's talking about that anime, bro.
and he's talking to me, and he's like, yeah, in the next 6 months, the giant ant people, they're gonna show themselves finally, and don't be scared of them because they're only here to help us. They want to fix our DNA so we don't get sick. And I'm like, yeah, cool,
Right.
brother.
For sure.
And, like, you have people like that, right?
yeah.
And those are the ones that get visibility.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like it's hard to say if someone comes out like that's not who they are, because that is the majority, because you have fucking Ancient Aliens,
Mm-hmm.
the guy with the crazy hair, and
I love that
everything
show,
is aliens
dude.
to that
I
guy.
couldn't tell you how much of that shit might even be true, but that show's so interesting to me.
It's just like, man,
Yeah.
there's a river over there, and he's like, it's aliens, and like,
Well, no, what they do is they look at it as if our ancestors were idiots, and so the way things are depicted are how they just saw it.
yeah.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but yes, okay.
and-
Now that was my Shaggy. If you want to say something, because I want to get there are like the meat and potatoes of this press conference. So
Oh my God,
You're
Billy, look at
close
us.
meal, baby.
We're so
Okay,
cool.
hold on.
I told you this is gonna be a
He's
really nice
advertising.
podcast. Like I don't.
Shut up. Let me get my 2 cents in. I got nothing.
You have no thoughts.
That's fair.
I mean, I believe in aliens. Like,
Okay.
well, they came out like what was it, a year ago or something, and said that they acknowledged proof of aliens. Remember
it was
that?
so funny
Yeah.
because I came out with it, and everyone was like, "Duh."
No one cares.
Nobody gives a
and
fuck.
then they come out with it again.
Like if an
Yeah.
alien
I
showed
mean-
up to my front door right now, I wouldn't be like, "Oh my god!" I'd be like, "Okay." Like
I just dap
it's
them up.
happening.
Be like, "What's up,
Hell
blood?"
no.
Like
It's
it's
so-
finally. What took you so
Yeah,
long?
yeah.
Like we had
It depends
COVID
on what they
going
look
on.
like. I'll fuck around and shoot the motherfucker.
Okay, well then you're gonna be
And
like,
that is
okay.
why we love Shaggy.
I walk up to my front door and there's a little fucking 3 foot tall some bitch with a big ass head and some big
Why
ass
would they
eyes.
be? I picture aliens a lot taller. You picture them like little gremlins.
Well,
I think
look,
some
there's
tall.
the Greys, and then there's the Nordics, and then there's the reptilians, right? The Nordics, they say, look like humans, like Scandinavian people. They
Yeah,
have
they're like
blue eyes.
skinwalkers.
Vikings.
And then what a
Mm.
skinwalker
They're
is.
not skinwalkers.
Yes, I do. Everyone says my dog looks
'Cause she
like a
does.
skinwalker. Okay.
Yeah. God, she does.
Damn.
No,
She's
the
cute, though.
Nordics,
In the sun,
they
she's great.
look like us. But anyways,
Oh my God.
no,
Okay,
I'm just
yes.
saying, depending on what it looks like, I'm not gonna be like, oh shit. I'm gonna be like, oh shit.
You probably be
Yeah,
like
I'd be a
10
little-
bush
I'd be a little
lights in.
spooked.
Hell yeah, I'll be
the
shooting
worst
anything that
timing.
moves at that
It's
point.
actually the guy
If it don't belong
bringing
in
you
his
a
house and it
pizza
moves,
you
I'll
think it's a
fucking
fucking
shoot it.
skinwalker.
Don't belong in this house.
Oh my God. No, I just think the universe is like so much more complex, and like I'm not trying to like derail, but the amount of sightings of other things that people have
Mhm.
seen, whether it's like in the Appalachian Mountains, like that, those
The
sort of
Seven
myths, but people
Wonders,
swear
like-
by it. Yeah, it's just there's so much to it. And like I've always believed in aliens, like I said before. When Jake came home and he was like, this shit happened because he heard about it at work and then read more about it, like he also was not phased. And when things happen, he's always the first person to tell me like a current event that has to do with the military, the government, whatever. And what if he can, obviously. And if he's not phased by it, truthfully, I'm not phased by it because I'm like, okay, they've known for a minute. And I think that's why people didn't care, because they're like, we've been saying they're
We
real.
done
We've
been knowing.
showing
There's been
our proof.
whistleblowers for years.
Yeah.
It's just that
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
so tired of shit now that's like, you could, like I said, so, alien could literally walk up to people's front door and they'd be like, okay. Like we had
Well,
had
if
an
you came out with
apocalypse.
Hey,
almost
motherfucker,
get off
happen,
my
like,
porch, man! You stepped on my begonias.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Well, if you came out with this
Begonias.
eating
information
our
like
hydrangeas, thinking it's
early
food.
Yeah.
2010,
Yeah.
like
Early 2000s for
10,
sure.
10,
And
year, 10
I
15
think
years ago, it would be a bigger deal.
Yeah.
But I
Now
feel
people
like
are a lot more
everybody.
open-minded.
I think it'll hit later.
Well, a lot of it
We've all
has to
been
do
through
with
it.
like people not
We all
being as
trauma
religious
now.
as they used to be.
We don't have to get into
Well,
religion.
no, I'm just
I would love
saying,
to.
like,
I think,
there's
yeah.
the
No, 100%.
correlation.
Yeah, that's like a whole other like can of worms with it too. But and I do agree with you, Shaggy. Like that wasn't me being like, I disagree.
you shun me
But-
for my ideas?
No,
No,
different
Like,
podcast.
I
Different
do
podcast for that one.
agree.
Mhm.
Episode 4.
Episode 69.
But I think
Perfect for the religion
I think
podcast.
the world
up.
is so. Wait a minute.
Dude, what?
The world is so complex, and I think to me, like the sightings videos that I've seen are very not fake, and even like you see shit and you're like, what is
Mhm.
that? Like, it's just too. It'd be too easy for them not to
Well,
exist.
have
you
any
know?
of y'all ever seen or what you thought was UFO? Like genuinely,
Mhm.
like when you think back,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've never, but I've seen enough. I've seen like a bunch of videos to where I'm like, that does look real. Like that doesn't look fake to me.
There was
Like it's genuinely like a very old video or whatever.
There was one time that I thought I saw a UFO. I don't know for sure. And to be fair, this is probably going to discredit everything I just said, but I was extremely high. And
Oh
Oh
god.
my goodness.
but it was like 4 a.m. and we were just chilling in my driveway, and it was pitch black aside from the moonlight, and it was a big white light. It was bigger than a plane, but it was moving around just not like a plane. I can't remember the details too much, obviously, because I was stoned out of my gourd, but
Makes everything you're saying very valid.
I stand by this. No, I mean, I genuinely.
Well, did more people
I
see
stand
it?
by
Yes,
or was
my
it just
buddy, my
you?
neighbor was
Oh, okay,
outside with
perfect.
me.
There it
It's
is.
validated.
Period.
We were both like,
Here,
yo,
even if you were
that's
by
not a
yourself.
fucking plane. But we literally
Yeah.
stared at it for like 45 minutes, just like,
I'm not the only one seeing this light,
Yeah.
right?
you see
Yeah.
that, don't you?
Well, and that's a big another thing. Multiple people see very like similar sightings or the
Yeah.
same sighting. Like in those videos, you see, or sorry, you don't see, but you hear multiple people like reacting to it. And yeah, I just think it's too easy to write off the idea that other life is out there because we've already found, planets with water.
Europa.
So why couldn't there be?
Yeah.
Yeah, why couldn't we're literally looking for another livable
also,
Fucking
that
planet?
Mars
doesn't
has
mean
frozen
that,
ice under
like,
its crust.
My whole thing is like, there's so many different kinds of like species already on Earth. They require different atmospheres. Like, it's
Right.
also so true that they don't need another Earth to survive. They could just be
No.
more adaptable.
Right.
They could have adapted.
Look,
Yeah,
They-
yeah.
Look
breathe
at octopuses,
methane.
man. Look
They
at
could.
octopuses.
Yeah.
Look
Right.
at
Right,
at
right.
octopuses, bro.
Oh yeah, no. When
If that
people talk
ain't
about aliens, I'm like,
proof
nah,
of aliens,
Look at the shit deep
Dude,
in the
that
water.
one fish
like,
with the little
it's
light bulb thing in
crazy.
Nemo.
Angler,
Yes!
the angler.
the
Yeah,
anglerfish.
but even
I ain't
deeper,
gonna cap.
like the
I would
deep
straight up
sea
fall for the
fish.
anglerfish if I was a dumbass fish, dude.
Yeah, I would too.
Ooh,
Not
I
gonna
would
lie.
too.
Oh,
Shiny.
I'm not sure if you guys have seen that video of the oarfish.
The oarfish?
The oarfish.
It's like a giant
Does it-
silver thing, and it like
Oh,
swims
I've
straight
seen
up.
that. They're
No, straight
they're
up,
coming out of the
yes.
waters now.
And
It's
that's
a sign
not
of a
good.
natural disaster or like
Yeah.
something crazy.
Oh yeah, out
happening.
like in Japan or something like that,
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
it?
And they're like everywhere
So-
right now.
And to go back to like the sightings and things,
Mhm.
like, or I guess folklore, I guess would be the actual word for it. But like, I have always thought that like folklore can't just be fucking made up.
Oh yeah,
Well, no,
I'm
I-
saying.
And it goes back to what I said about
We're not
ancient
that
aliens,
creative
man.
now. There's
That
no way
kind
we're
of
that
stuff
creative
is
back
just
then.
a translation to how they perceived it at the
or
time,
different
Yeah,
places
like-
all over the world
Right.
like perceiving the same thing.
or
Like,
something similar.
Dragons,
yeah.
for instance, I believe dragons existed.
They found their bones.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
I just saying things like don't exist to me is like so weird. Like,
Unless you have like indefinite proof that it doesn't exist.
We just got indefinite proof that aliens.
Well,
are
no,
real.
I'm just
Just throwing that
saying,
out
like
there.
in general, like
Yeah.
there's no harm in believing something's possible unless there
No.
is just proof that it's not.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah. And I think also, like, I'm not making this conversation about religion at all, but I'm just
I
gonna
was
bring it up
about
as
to
an
go there
example.
anyway, so
No, I'm just like people find comfort in believing in a god or whatever it may be, or a prophet or something like that, an angel. I'm sure there's people who find a lot of comfort in the fact that there is other life out there, and there's like crazy things to learn and discover about it.
Well,
100%.
I'm religious.
So-
I grew up Southern Baptist, but I'm open-minded. I've always been fascinated by the thoughts of like aliens
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And honestly, I think Prometheus, the movie Prometheus, it would not surprise me at all if that's how humans were created, were through genetic
I've never seen that.
experiments.
it's
Have you
actually
not?
pretty good.
Really?
It's
Good?
it's like the origin movie of Alien,
Aliens.
like Alien and
Ooh.
Predator and
I
shit.
really like it.
Because I love Aliens is probably one of my I'd
I've
say
seen
second favorite
those.
series.
Mhm.
And like they were like, oh, it's a prequel. I was like, what?
Oh, I didn't
And
know there
it's
was a
pretty
prequel
good.
that came
There you
out.
go.
I just recently
Yeah.
watched it. It was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Prometheus, you should watch it.
Yep.
It's really good.
Yeah. Especially if you're a fan of the series, it's definitely
Yeah.
worth the watch.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah, I love the sci-fi
Well,
movies.
Like,
the whole thing is like for me, like again, I'm not sure to get to religion, but like if someone wrote a book like the Bible that talked about aliens, it is that was like already like a known thing, like none of us would be shocked or even try to push it back. Yet there's things that we don't have sightings of like religion and stuff that we still can't prove it. We weren't there. We don't know. It's just this text.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
kind of
it's
what
like,
I was poking
There's
at.
no
It just
way to
depends.
knock it, really.
It depends on what religion it is, but a lot of them do have some form of proof. Obviously, unless you see Jesus Christ yourself,
That's
or,
what I'm saying.
or
Yeah, it's
Muhammad
like God
or Allah,
himself,
you're
like-
not gonna convince everybody. A lot of,
Yeah.
I mean, it's all based around faith.
It's a faith-based thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But like
And I
the
have
the
faith
Dead
in
Sea
the
Scrolls do prove a lot of things in the Bible being true. But it's
Yeah.
I mean, it all comes down to really what you want to believe.
Yeah,
in.
because you're not gonna like bludgeon someone to believe what you believe,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
and that's with anything. So, I think the topics. I
Well,
love
that's
talking
why-
about things like that because it is interesting. Like the
Yeah.
prospect of like alien, like the government having aliens. Like we got them. Like, ladies and gentlemen,
Mhm.
we got them.
Yeah.
But like, I
Yeah.
don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, unless you like got video proof.
Which
That's
they probably
clearly-
do. You know what I mean?
Oh,
but
I mean,
like,
unless they
I haven't
release
seen it, so I don't know. I just
Exactly.
I think
believe
even
that
if
that's
they did
what
release
happens.
it and was like, this is real, a lot of people would probably still
so many
people.
people. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
it's like the flat earthers, man.
Oh,
I think it's
I'm
gonna be
gonna
like
keep
another
it
like
stacked.
50 years before people are like, yeah, like
Where is it,
Yeah.
Elders? There's,
Well, and that's why I
need,
think
need
right
to hear
now-
it. I know you got to take, and I'm
It's-
ready for it because you always have.
It's
the
not
fucking-
necessary. Okay, this was not crazy.
Oh,
It's just like
gosh.
in conspiracy theories in that
Okay.
in that
Mhm.
world right now.
I love.
I don't believe the moon
conspiracies.
landing happened.
Oh, I don't believe that happened.
Oh my god.
I know
no,
that didn't
because
happen.
dead
There ain't
ass.
No way.
What?
It did
I'm
not
also
fucking
convinced.
happen.
I used to be like, oh yeah, it totally happened. My mom watched it on TV, and in my science class in middle school, it was literally a video.
It's been
like it was a
proven
free
that it
day
didn't happen.
debunking the fucking
Yeah.
landing.
Oh,
We'll have
somehow.
a-
And they,
okay,
they
we
run
need to
like
have-
I
in
don't
harnesses when
know.
they're floating. For one, floating and shit. No, they're in fucking
Yeah.
harnesses. The moon flag, the little not moon, the American flag was fucking waving. Bitch, it's space.
It's
Yeah,
called
no
inertia.
wind.
Bitch,
It's inertia.
science.
Inertia. Okay.
An object in motion will stay
we'll
in
save
motion.
this for another. We'll save this for another. I mean,
Look,
we
get
have,
you-
really
get you a
intense about
telescope.
Conspiracy theories.
Look,
We need to
I
have
will
a
fight about this
conspiracy
moon
theory.
landing
I will
because I
fight
100%
back.
believe it's true.
I will
Okay.
do
Alright,
well-
See, the moon landing in particular, I'm very torn on. But Elders, go ahead and
yeah.
like,
We'll
what were you gonna say?
yeah. We'll do a conspiracy podcast. I think that would be really fun, especially with this group.
We
like,
have a lot of words.
Oh,
to
yeah.
say.
Give me a
Yeah.
good heads
We
up.
do-
I'm
we
gonna be
have
taking
so many
motherfucking
words.
notes. Me
So,
taking notes.
yeah, we'll
I will
we'll
attack
we'll get into
somebody
that on
respectfully.
a different one. But Billy, do you have any like closing references to the alien conversation? Like personal things that you've
For
experienced
me,
or
so I
heard
grew
or-
up in like East Texas, right? Like bumfuck Tyler, Texas, White House, Texas. Like it's farmland. Well, now it's really developed, but it was like everywhere you looked, it was fucking farmland. Like I grew up like tipping fucking cows. It was fun.
That's how
And-
Hell
Southern
yeah.
Arkansas is.
Yeah, and it's like for me, it's like there were so many things that you would see late at night because no one in the South, like at least back in like the fucking 90s and like early 2000s, no one gave a shit if your kid was out till 3 a.m. just playing with their friends. at
Absolutely
7,
not.
Or 6 or 5.
As long as you
100%.
showed back up when the fucking
But the
lights.
things that you would see
came on.
in like deep southern
Yeah.
areas that where it's pure black, it's darkness. But
There's
the,
like 0 to no
but
light
the
pollution.
things that you would see at night as a kid when you're just playing with your friends and you're just like, what the fuck was that? And then like you'd go to
I
try
can
to
vouch.
tell your mom and they're like, no, sweetie, it must be a helicopter. You're like, bitch, this is the country. Like you can't see
Yeah.
for miles. Yet all of a sudden there's this bright fucking light every few months in this one pasture and another pasture. And next thing you know, animals go missing. And you see the animal thing, like who the fuck stole my animals? Who stole my sheep? Who stole my fucking goat that just won an award? Like there's so many things that would happen to where it's like, so same thing with like ghosts. There were always fucking like haunted shit all around in the deepest countries, or deep like country of Texas. Like there's a lot of death that occurred in the South, and like
Word?
I'm not even gonna go into the fucking like the ghost shit that I've fucking seen, but like I believe in all that shit mainly because like there's too many things
Yeah.
that could not be explained, and I was like a very like closed-minded, like born like Catholic, this shit's not real, this is what's real, this is what really is real. But then whenever you see all this shit and then you learn more about it when you go into a certain career path or like certain things and people talk about it in like confidentiality and stuff that you learn about, and you're just like, I think people are crazy if they don't believe it. To be honest, like you can
Mhm.
call me crazy all you want.
I
but,
think
like,
it's good to be open minded. You
Mhm.
don't have to close off all ideas.
yeah.
You can believe in what you think happened, but I think it's ignorant to just dismiss any other possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Or like be
Yeah.
belligerent about it, like have like a negative thing to say,
Yeah.
unless you're a
Exactly.
flat earther,
Yeah.
and then in which case you should be shamed.
Then you should
Absolutely.
be shunned.
That's
It's
the
like
only
100%
one.
You can believe-
Absolutely.
shunned.
You could be the most religious person in the entire world, for example, but you could still believe in a
Yeah.
ghost.
Yeah,
Or you can believe in an alien.
100%.
Like that doesn't make you any less
No.
like of a good
No.
person or
It's like, there's
however you
that
think
one
of
show where
yourself.
it's like this lady's literally like a lawyer, and there's another doctor who talks about like their alien abduction experiences. And this one chick is literally just like, "Oh yeah, I've been abducted. Like they did this is this." She's like, She's like, "But I don't tell anyone that." She's like, "I only agreed to this because someone found my story." But she was like, "Oh yeah, I've been I was abducted," and she was like so nonchalant about it. Be like, "But
Yeah.
like we don't talk about that sometimes because like she doesn't want her career."
they were
to
cool as
be-
fuck. Like I don't know.
Yeah, like she was like, "Ah, it
Yeah,
fucking- it
they were
fucking
chill.
happened." And like,
So I don't know.
Yeah.
but there's just so many things where it's
Yeah.
like a lot of people portray like being unintelligent with
Yes.
believing in that, and that's not true. The only
Yeah.
thing is like I feel like the most intelligent people are the ones who have an open mind and like are able to be
Yeah.
open to
Yeah.
learning more and
For sure.
not be shocked about what could be.
Yeah.
That's the first time anybody's
Yeah.
ever called me intelligent.
Not
It might
not
be the
you.
last.
Well,
I take it back.
don't get
Yeah.
used to
Son of a bitch.
it.
You could
should've-
have had
walked
that
right
You
one.
should have
that
took the
one.
compliment
Fucking
and
had
just
it,
yeah. Walked under the
Let you
radar.
know that I felt, good about myself.
I'm
for a little
excited
bit.
for more information about
Yeah.
the aliens. I'm excited to learn more. I think maybe that's also why, now I'm thinking about it, maybe that's also why people didn't react, because they were just like, they're real, but there's nothing
Yeah.
else.
Well, that
They're what, like,
in the
you know?
realm, I watched the whole thing right as it
Oh,
was
did
happening,
you?
and it was
Right.
it was just, hey, the government has aliens.
It was basically everything you've ever heard every whistleblower
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It,
exactly.
we know
It
this.
was very vague. Yeah.
We-
Not like it
So I'm
was
excited
new
now the
learn more.
only
information.
thing
They
that I
share
thought was
more.
interesting was the point that they made, like, hey, we might be in some trouble if they fight us, and that was like one like light or corner they were trying to like push the conversation in.
Mhm.
They were like, yo, because there was one pilot and he was like, if they decided to attack, do you think we would have the capabilities to fight back? And the guy was like, no. And I'm like,
yeah, that's an easy
Well,
problem.
do you
That's-
think
Because they're,
think
like,
Trump
light
would
years
start the
ahead of
fucking
us.
Space Force just for the sake of it?
They don't even
Dude.
deal with aliens.
It's already
They don't even deal with
started.
aliens.
Yeah, it's not
mainly,
about
like,
aliens, though.
Like
I knew that.
network warfare, like terrorism.
I knew
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Oh, you
I
did?
knew
You
fucking
did?
dude. But
Like a-
honestly, it's the most lit branch
that.
ever. Space Force.
It's very chill.
I'm part of.
Yeah,
like,
it sounds
I'm in the
very
Navy.
cool.
Okay, cool. I'm in the Army. Okay, cool.
Space
I'm in the
Force.
fucking Space
There's
Force.
a girl,
There's a
bitch.
she's a Twitch
dude-
streamer. There's a Twitch streamer that's literally in the Space Force.
There's
Huge
a,
W.
Her name is
There's a
Astronaut.
dude on TikTok.
She's so
Y'all
cute.
have probably
it is.
seen him.
So cute.
But there's a dude on TikTok. Y'all probably seen him, but I think he was in the Army. But he does a bunch of skits where he like impersonates each branch.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
And
Oh,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
he does the Space Force with a tinfoil hat, and
Yeah.
he's got the little
I love
little
him.
fingertip
He's so
hands, and he's like,
funny.
For sure.
got the little potato.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is over the time that we probably should have, but it's fine. It was a good conversation. It was. We have more things to say.
You can't put a time limit on
Yeah.
conversation.
Then it's
I mean, we
not
can.
authentic.
On good friends.
We have to
You know?
though. So
Maybe we
tried.
do less
I
topics
tried.
next time.
Yeah, that's
I
a
mean,
lot of
truthfully, I mean,
topics.
there was 2 more topics on here we didn't even talk about.
I see
Save
that.
them.
We can save them.
Save them for next time.
And I know that B wanted to start her own podcast,
Mhm.
so that will be something we may look into and produce under the flag. So, but yeah, everybody, thanks for watching this episode of the Respect Your Elders podcast. If you want to sponsor this podcast, hit up Becca or me, either one.
Bye.
So everybody,
Word.
drop
Real.
your ats and where they can find you.
Twitch, Comfy B, COMFIEBEE, and same thing for Twitter, but it's Comfy B TV.
Shit. Hold on. Let me put my shit up. All
I
my shit's
literally
different.
Just,
I was
I am
ready.
really go the 0 because Twitch hates me. The O is a 0, so that's awkward. Trying to get my name one day.
Hell
like, I'll
yeah.
have my real name that was stolen from me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll
but
vouch,
I
I'll
literally-
vouch.
I am really
Work on
good across like all platforms. I don't have Instagram though because I hate Instagram. So
Yes.
All right. So you can follow your boy on X at at
On
Shagadelic10. I have 2 TikToks. You can follow my content TikTok, Young Shagster, and then I do dance videos. You can follow that one at Young Shagadelic, right? I hate this.
Did everyone have their Rolodex out for this?
And then hold on.
Shaggy, you need to
But
at least
wait,
have a
there's
little bit of
more.
consistency.
You can follow my Twitch at Young Shaggy 10.
Nice. Yay!
All right,
Thank you,
guys.
thank
You should do Young
Uh,
Shagadelic, honestly.
I could probably change it, huh?
Well,
I might have to drop
Shagadelic.
the young. I'm getting kind of old now.
Old
Bro, you old as
Shagadelic.
fuck. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn.
Damn. Damn.
Damn.
That
Damn.
Kevin Hart. Damn. Oh, I'm sorry.
Damn.
I'm sorry. All right. Well, that concludes this episode. Thanks for listening. If you made it this far, you're goated. But yeah, till next time.
Pesos.
Nah.
Sure.
Bye.
Nah. There you go.